This is how Elon Musk's as well as Australian businessman Mike Cannon's tweets look like. Today, we'll talk about an amazing story of how Australia solved the energy crisis in just 3 tweets. To begin with, it is worth understanding why energy problems have arisen in one of the most developed countries in the world. Australia faces regular power outages, and unfortunately, South Australia suffers the most. There may be a lot of reasons. For instance, in September 2016, due to a storm, almost the entire state was left without electricity. One reason for the outages is that there are not enough storage facilities on the territory to supply more electricity during peak loads. The local authorities could not ensure the commensurate development of their own energy or storage capacities capable of providing electricity supplies during calm or cloudy weather. And it is quite difficult to restore the network because of the climatic conditions and long distances. Australia is not a tiny country. At the same time, electricity prices in the country are considered one of the highest in the world. In times of disruption, a region that predominantly receives energy from alternative sources, such as solar panels and wind turbines, is forced to use gas generators. And this is where the so-called gas cartels come into play. Private energy companies that know that there will be demand at a time of crisis, and therefore sell electricity to the population at inflated prices. During periods of disruption, cartels raise prices per megawatt up to $9,500. Sometimes in one day for the services of such companies, it takes up to $5 million, while on the ordinary days, the price is only 10% of this amount, $950. The situation changed radically in March 2017, when Tesla's vice president of energy products, Lyndon Rive, tweeted that the company could build a large enough industrial battery to solve the power supply problems in South Australia, and this will take no more than 100 days. This tweet was reacted by an Australian businessman, co-founder of the Atlassian IT company Mike Cannon Brooks, saying that if Tesla really has the resources to create a system in such a short period of time, he would get the money and negotiate with the government. After just 18 hours, Musk reacted by stating that the company would build the system in 100 days. Otherwise, the entire project would be funded by Tesla. To cut the long story short, it took only 3 influencers, 3 tweets, and 18 hours to solve a problem that has plagued South Australia for decades. Other companies were willing to build similar storage facilities at a higher cost and longer. For example, Zen offered to build the storage facility for $75 million, and only by the summer of 2018. They simply did not believe that Tesla could meet this deadline. Besides, experts doubted that the project would be profitable. The skeptics who said the talks would not go beyond Twitter were wrong. Tesla managed to meet the deadline. The construction of the system cost Australia $32 million. The world's largest battery pack installed by Tesla in South Australia plays an important role in both the region's energy sector and its economy. Just 2 weeks after launch, the battery provided South Australia with power during disruption at a local coal-fired power station. The battery quickly responded to abrupt changes in the power grid. When the coal power station blacked out, the Tesla station reacted to this event within milliseconds. The station reaches full capacity from 0 to 100 megawatts in 140 milliseconds, and in its first year of operation, it saved the Australian authorities more than $30 million. The region's administration and grid operators have already expressed their admiration for the system's performance. According to the officials' calculations, the battery capacity is about 2% of the conventional capacity of the entire network. At the same time, this 2% gives as much as 55% savings on operating costs. According to Tesla representatives, such significant savings were achieved due to the fact that during periods of drawdown in energy production, gas generators are used significantly less than before. They run on fuel, the cost of which is very high, but the battery receives energy from wind and power stations. The energy they generate is cheaper than fuel energy. Thanks to Tesla's intervention, the price was kept at $200 per megawatt, compared to $9,500 before. However, electricity prices in the rest of Australia are still breaking records. In an interview with Australian media, Elon Musk was surprised at amounts that Australians have to pay monthly for electricity, promising to change the situation for the better. One of the remedial steps will be the construction of the world's largest virtual power station with a capacity of 250 megawatts. Tesla plans to connect 50,000 homes to the system by 2022. In the future, such stations may even become an excellent energy alternative to fired fuel stations around the world.